Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to show you everything that you need to know about watercolors before you get started. And even if you are a beginner, this is a life-saving video. Save it, share it, and watch it again and again whenever you're low or depressed about your paintings, because the art is there, you're not just following the techniques. Let's get started very soon. The first one being watercolors themselves. Watercolors come in two types, the tubes one and these are the cakes. Now I have seen many people use cakes, many people use tubes. Why? Because they say they like the tubes and they are more pigmented, and some say they like the flexibility of the cakes. But I will tell you right now that these cakes are to be used only when you're traveling, and when you're at home at your comfort, do use these tubes. Why? Because these tubes are very pigmented and they are not dry. Yeah, you heard me right. Many a times I have seen people not using the tubes. Let it be. They use cakes at home. But then what do? They take water and they take the paint and they start painting. Well, that's not the way to use these cakes. When you use these watercolor cakes, you need a spray bottle and you need to activate these watercolors, because these are very dry to be painted with. They are not going to give you pigmented paintings. Keep these away for 5 minutes after spraying them with water and then start your painting, even if you're traveling and painting with these cakes. Second one is the paper. Yeah, as much as your paints are important, your paper is also important. Don't use these cheap printer papers because they are not going to hold water or the pigment. Then there are these sketchbooks that you get. These are 130 GSM, as you can see, and I have done many paintings in these as well. So these are the watercolor paintings that I have done in this. I'm going to show you what happens when you use a better paper. So this is 130 GSM, right? It looks very nice, but it's still not there. It's not looking professional. It's, even if you're not selling your paintings, this is not looking, I can't say it, it's not looking finished. There is no finesse in this. Okay, if you want that, you need to use what professionals use. This is watercolor hot press 300 GSM paper. Now I'm going to show you the difference between all these three. This paper, you can see the thickness, right? This is very thin. Apart from that, you will have this paper. This is 130 GSM. Okay, but it's still very thin. You can easily fold it. I'm now going to show you the paintings that I have done in this. I have not done many, but I have done a lot on one page. So these are the paintings that have watercolor paintings that I have done on this paper. And look at the thickness. It's not easily bendable and it is actually thick. So use at least 300 GSM watercolor paper if you are going and wanting to create something like this, which is amazing and brilliant looking. So to show you the difference in paper quality when you're painting on say 300 GSM paper, this is a very normal mediocre style of painting that I was trying to do. I am not very good at loose painting, so this was a very failed attempt, but I still like it when I look it from a distance. So this, I had done this I think a month ago. Now I'm going to show you some magic which I don't think you can do with any paper. I've tried it with other papers a lot. You can never do it once the paint dries. This is watercolor paper 300 GSM. I did this painting a month ago or so. Now I'm going to show you how the paint moves when you wet it. So let's take this. This is the darkest, I think. So I have just wetted it, and as you can see, the paint is moving. I am just drying my brush now. I'm going to lift up the paint from here. So this is the kind of magic I think you can do, and I keep on doing and I keep going back to the paintings, and this is possible only and only in 300 GSM hot pressed paper, because it doesn't have the texture. And if you're looking for textures in your paint, of course go for that, but I always prefer painting on a hot pressed paper, and nothing lower than 300 GSM. Thing that you want is clear water. Yeah, I cannot emphasize more on this. You need clear water for your watercolor paintings. Don't keep using that murky water after you have dipped your brush in it for 4 to 5 times, because when you use that murky blackish water to take up your paint, the tones just change. So use clear water always. Always change your water. So last but not the least, the most important thing I think is the lifting up thing that no one does. I don't know why. So when you're working with watercolors, not only the painting is important, but lifting up color is as important as painting. So I'll show you how. I'm going to again wet this old painting that I had painted. So I'm just moving the color around and activating it again. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry up this brush. Now this brush is going to soak up the color, and it is called as lifting up. Okay, so if I want more clouds and more white space in this, I am going to just wet it. See, and the magic is you don't need to always use your brush to lift up the color. You can always use your friend tissue paper. Now I'm just picking up color from this. As you can see, it has already brightened up a bit. If I do this 2 or 3 times more, I'm very sure I'm going to lift up more color. And this is amazing if you want to do some amazing clouds. I have a video on watercolor clouds. If you guys want to check it out, I'll put the link in description. So this is very important. These things are very important if you're starting off or you're just a beginner. I am also a self-learning artist. I like to share my tricks and tips and everything that I have learned over the years with you guys, so that you don't make the same mistakes. I'm still learning, so I'll show you why I say I'm still learning. This is a very bad cat sticker painting, whatever that I was trying to do. I was trying to also learn watercolor people, and this was a small mushroom that I did a long time back. So yeah, what my point is that you're not a bad artist. Sometimes it's just the technique, sometimes it's the wrong paper, sometimes it's the wrong brush, sometimes it's the wrong type of watercolor. Please start using these tubes and throw away those watercolor cakes. It's not worth using them if you're using them at home. So yeah, I hope you like the video. Do check out my other watercolor tutorials, and like, share and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.